Welcome back for another episode of Vegas Nation Blitz. I'm your host, Cassie Soto. I am pleased to be joined this week by Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Tyrell Williams. Tyrell, I appreciate you stopping by.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Well, Tyrell, I want to start with what's been in the news and the headlines recently, because I think it is important to keep this conversation rolling and showing our support for the Black Lives Matter protesters and everything they're trying to do, really opposed to social injustices that we have been seeing recently. And I want to mention what you put out on social media recently and sharing your message and how you experienced racism growing up in a small town in Oregon. Why was it important for you to share that message, especially during the times that we're in right now?
I think for me, it was like, I don't think a lot of people really understand the day-to-day racism that a lot of people may go through. So that's kind of why it was important. You see a lot of the police brutality and then the stuff that follows with the protests and all of that. And I think people kind of lose sight of just the struggle that some people go through day to day, that I went through as a young kid. And then I think that's continuing to still go on now. So I think it's just something that people don't really, I guess, pay attention to or just are aware that's even going on. So I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of what I had went through. I'm sure a lot of other people have gone through kind of the same situations.
How do you think that the NFL and even the Raiders organization now are they doing enough, do you feel, to help the fight against social injustices that we're seeing?
I think we can all do more. Honestly, I feel like myself, teammates, just everybody can do more. But I think we are, starting to do more than we have. I think people are starting to pay way more attention to it. We've had a good conversation this morning, actually, as a team, just guys giving their experiences and their opinions of what's going on in ways that they feel like will be the best to start little steps and making things better. So it's definitely been a good conversation, and we're starting to move in the right direction. We just got to make sure that we continue this. It can't just be a month-long, week-long thing. I think it's something that needs to continue throughout the season, next off-season. It's got to be something that's always on people's mind, and we're doing stuff continuously to work through this.
What would your advice be to kids who were in that first, second grade that you were in when you experienced stuff like this, who are going through what you called an identity crisis, who don't know how to stand up for themselves, don't know what to say to people when they hear, them be called horrible names? What is your message to them to help them get through this now that you're an adult and you can see the lasting effects of racism plays in a child's life?
I think it's that you're just not alone. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I kind of felt alone. I didn't really have any, role models or anybody that could help me through that type of situation, So that's something that I really want to do is just build some type of foundation or something to be able to, have an outreach for kids going through that. I feel like for me, I had nobody that really looked like me at the school. And when I did bring issues up, no one really paid much attention to it. And it was just an apology and a move on. I think the biggest thing is just like educating teachers and people that are in the administration on ways that they can help just be a support. It's going to be hard to completely eradicate the problem, but just being a support for both sides, and helping kids through that so it doesn't feel and doesn't have such a long lasting effect on them.
Well, it's definitely important to keep these conversations going. And like you said, to not just let it last a week or a month, but to keep it open and honest conversation. So I appreciate you opening up about that. But let's go ahead now and we'll move on to the football side of things here. Tyrell, last year, your team obviously had the lights and cameras of Hard Knocks in your guys' face. You had the whole AB ordeal to deal with. Now we're all dealing with the coronavirus pandemic and the virtual locker rooms that you guys are having. Are you saying like, come on, man, can we just get some sense of normalcy here? Or is this adversity really help you guys to be a stronger team when it comes time to step on a field?
I think it's a little bit of both. We definitely want to just be able to go out there and play, or at least just have like a firm date of like, yeah, we can start here, and I still think things are just kind of up in the air. You don't know if we're going to have fans, you don't know. So there's just a lot of unknowns. So that's definitely frustrating to not know when you just get to go out there and play. But I think it is good because it just gives, especially guys who are new or young guys, the opportunity who haven't learned the playbook. They're able to really dial in, and there's no excuse not to know. You can't go do anything, you can't leave your house really. So being able just to lock in and focusing on that is big for the young guys.
Yeah, you mentioned those young guys. Obviously, no secret that your wide receiver room got some boost there in momentum. You got Henry Ruggs III, Lynn Bowden Jr., and Brian Edwards. Could these guys be the missing puzzle pieces that you needed these past few seasons to really put it all together and hopefully make that championship run I know your team wants to go on.
For sure, I think they're definitely going to help. I think it's going to just make our room much more competitive. I think we'll have a much better identity as a group this year. Dealing with the stuff we dealt with last off season and training camp kind of set us back a little bit, and there's just a lot of distractions and hard to, really solidify what we wanted to be as just a group. And this year, I think it's going to be a lot easier. Despite not being able to be around each other, we're able to stay in contact and get to know each other through text and FaceTime and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely going to be easier for us. We're going to come out a lot stronger, a lot more confident as a group, and just have a better identity and, have a lot more fun together. I think the continuity is going to be way better than it was last year. So I'm excited for that.
Well, even though the NFL did cancel in-person mini camps, I know some of you and your teammates have been out here locally in Las Vegas and Henderson already, meeting up at local parks, just trying to throw the ball and get a sense of each other after not seeing each other for a few months. How has that been going for you guys? Are you getting used to this Vegas heat yet? I know it hasn't hit the high 100s, but it's getting there.
I feel like I'm never going to get used to the heat. For some reason, I feel like it's not crazy, but it's just a different type of heat. The dry heat is tough, but it's been good. The throwing's been good. There has been a big group of guys who have been out here and living and have been working together, day in and day out. So I've been coming back and forth, and so it's been nice just to, see the work that they've been doing and then be able to come out there and get it in with them as well. So I think it's been huge. I think that will, benefit us a lot. Just be able to continue that through training camp and just have that momentum keep building.
We know that the off season has been a little bit longer and not normal to say, but you had some more rest time, have some more time to recover. Can you give fans an update on the plantar fasciitis that you obviously went through last season? Can they get excited to hopefully get a full season out of you coming up?
For sure. My feet are feeling good. Finally, it's been a long battle with that. But they definitely are feeling better. I'm able to run with no pain and feeling strong, feeling fast, feeling back to myself. So I'm definitely excited to be able to go out there and get in the game and feel myself again. It's been a while since I felt like that. So I can't wait. Can't wait to get back out there.
Yeah, well, Las Vegas has obviously never had a professional football team, so there's still some fans who are getting used to Raider Nation and what that means. Can you give some Las Vegas fans some tips here on what it takes to be a member of the Raider Nation? What do they need to know?
Sure, you got to come wild every time. I think that's the biggest thing that was going on in the Coliseum is the black hole, and just that type of environment was always insane. They're coming in full force every week. So I think that's the thing to be ready for. I think that's very unique to Raider fans and Raider home games is just how wild and how into the game everybody is.
All right, Tyrell. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking some time.
No problem. Thank you.
Once again, that was Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Tyrell Williams. After the break, Heidi Fang and Adam Hill will join us to discuss the possibility of the NFL shortening the preseason. Stay with us.